Hello guys, today we prepare another spectacular beer, the pumpkin ale. This beer takes the name from the pumpkin pie, so most of the ingredients will be from the cake. Because there is a lot of spices and ingredients, I will read it to be sure that I will remember to mention all the ingredients. If you have a book, your personal book with the recipe will be perfect, because after you can make some adjustment. For this recipe we need 1 kilogram and 200 gram of Pilsner malt, 100 gram of Cara Red malt, the one that we use to make red beer, 50 gram of Carafa Special 2, that is the dark one that we use to make like beer like a Guinness, 50 gram of oat flakes, 700 gram of pumpkin puree, 16 gram of hop. I will use the one that I collect directly in the countryside, but I collect it in Italy. I don't know, depend where do you live. You can use the normal hops that you can buy online. You can use the Cascade, will be perfect. Plus the yeast. I will use the yeast that I collect from the pineapple wine, homemade. At the end I collect the yeast that remain. If not, you can use the normal yeast that you can buy online. Half bags will be enough. Plus 8 liters of water. And also the spices that I will tell you you need. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar, a pinch of nutmeg, a pinch of ginger, and if you like some other spices you can add, but please be careful because the spices are strong and we want to feel or to test all the different kind of spices, not only one. So try to follow, because in this way the recipe is more balanced. Okay, and also you need 100 gram of sugar. You can use the brown sugar. I will use the caramel sugar or the candy sugar that I make it when I done the truffle beer, but you can use the normal brown sugar. Now I show you how you can make the pumpkin puree. This pumpkin is 2.5 kilogram, but don't worry, I will use to make 2 recipes. One is the pumpkin pie and the other one is the pumpkin ale. So one is the cake, one is the beer. Now I will cut it, the pumpkin, in this way. With a spoon I will remove the seed. After we put in the baking pot and we put inside the oven at 190 Celsius degree for more or less 1 hour. After the pumpkin will be soft, we spread with vanilla sugar and we put under the grill for 5 minutes, and after our pumpkin will be ready. After 1 hour the pumpkin is soft. Now I try to fix better the pumpkin inside the pot. After we put the vanilla sugar and we put again in the oven only with the grill at the maximum power for 5 minutes. After we remove and when it's cold we can use for our recipes or put apart for the future. After 1 hour at 190 Celsius degree plus 5 minutes under the grill, our pumpkin is perfect. Now when the pumpkin is cold, I remove the pumpkin pulp and then we put in dish in the fridge, because tomorrow or next tomorrow I will make the cake and the beer. If you will do this in the future, you can store in the refrigerator. See you in the future recipe. Okay, now that we have all the ingredients, we take 5 liters of water and we put on the stove, and we should reach the temperature of 52 Celsius degree, and after we will add the barley. Okay, now we mix everything very well, we cover with the lid and we keep like this for 30 minutes. The fire is off. After 30 minutes we will on the fire again and we will reach the temperature of 68 Celsius degree. On the stove we reach the temperature of 68 Celsius degree. After we off again the stove, we cover with the lid and we wait 60 minutes. See you in 60 minutes. After 60 minutes we can on again the fire. In the first pot with the wharf we should reach the temperature of 77 Celsius degree. During this time we can put also the 3 liters of water in the other pot and on the fire also under this pot. With this 3 liters we should reach the temperature of 78 Celsius degree. After we remove the wharf, we put in another container and we wash our barley, our ingredient, with the other 3 liters. But I show you later. One thing, if you want make more, because in the end we will get more or less 5 liters, you need container more big. This is why I'm doing only 5 liters. So let's on the fire and go ahead with the recipe. After 10 minutes we can collect last part of our wort. I will filter again in the same pot where I hot the 3 liters. After I will remove the barley. I will put everything again inside this pot because this is the bigger pot that I have. The barley that you remove you can use to make the bread, you can give to like a food if you have a chicken or animal like that. They will be very happy. After that I put again the wort in this pot, we put again on the fire and we want to boil it with the hops. When start boiling we can add the hops. After 30 minutes we will add the pumpkin, and after other 25 minutes we will add the spices, so the cinnamon, the ginger and the mud nuts, if I pronounce it in the right way, and we boil other 5 minutes. After we remove from the fire we put in the cold water because we want that the temperature drop down fast, and after we put in the fermenter, but this thing I will show you later. Okay, after 1 hour in total, remember that we have hopped in 1 hour, no more. So all this time together we get 1 hour. Now we should put our wort in the cold water. We drop off the temperature. After we put directly in the big fermenter and we add the vanilla sugar. We close, and when reach 25 Celsius degree we can add the yeast and we start the first fermentation, and after we will put in the second fermenter, but I will show you in 1 week. after 10-12 hours the fermentation is running. You can recognize from the foam on the top of the beer and from the airlock that is bubbling. Now we should wait 3, 4, 5 days. When the fermentation slows down, all the things that we don't want will fall on the bottom of the fermenter. And after we can put in another fermenter, but I show you in 4 or 5 days. After 5 days, the fermentation in the first fermenter is gone. You can see from the airlock and from the foam that disappear from the surface. Now we remove the airlock and we put our beer in the second fermenter. In this case I will add 100 grams of candy sugar, the candy sugar that I have made when I done the Trappist beer. The best thing to do is to avoid that the beer splash inside the second fermenter. So if you have a tube, will be better, because if the beer take too much air, you can spoil it, so be careful. We add the candy sugar after we close with the airlock and see you in few hours to check our fermentation. After only 5 hours, you can see from the airlock, from the foam on the surface, that the fermentation start again, because we have added the candy sugar. Now I will wait that the fermentation finish. See you for bottling our beer. After 5 days in the second fermenter, we can put our beer in the bottles. Now we remove the airlock and we put the sugar in the bottles. Like usual, I will put 10 grams of sugar per liter, but for example I have the bottle that is 330 ml or milliliter, 500 milliliter and 660 milliliter, so you should check how much sugar each bottle needs. Another things, sorry, I forgot to check the initial gravity, so I cannot know the alcohol content. So if somebody try this recipe, please let us know the alcohol content of this beer. I will put your comment in the top of the list, so in this way everybody can know the alcohol content. On the bottom of the fermenter, you will find the yeast. You can collect, put in a glass jar, close with the lid and put in the fridge. You can use in the next fermentation. Always if you like this beer. If not, if the beer that you get, if you don't like it, it's better if you throw away. See you in 2 weeks to test our beer. Sorry, with these ingredients we get 5 liters of beer. Spectacular. The color is perfect. At the end you can taste a little bit of sweetness, so for me it's perfect. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave me a like it, and to watch all the other videos. If you try to make it or if you have done in the past, please let us know in the comments. If you have some suggestion, write down so that this advice can be helpful for everybody that will try to make this beer.